Hi, I'm Jimmy Chang. I'm a math expert from St. Petersburg, Florida, and we are here to talk about how to solve zero exponents. Now, to do this exercise, you really don't need a whole lot. A pen, piece of paper, and a calculator if you need it, but that's all you really need to have to solve zero exponents, which is actually a very simple rule to use, and it's kind of nice. So we're going to talk about a few examples right now. Now, the rule about zero exponents is if you have a base raised to the zero power, they'll always give you 1. Now, we'll talk about the condition in just a minute, but the only exception here is that the base itself cannot be 0. In other words, 0 to the 0 does not happen for this particular rule. It's not equal to 1, but we'll talk about it in a minute. Now, how does this become 1? Now, you may have seen this particular rule here, b to the m over b to the m. You know that if the terms exactly match, you get 1. But you also may know this rule where if you have b to the m over b to the m, you will have to subtract the exponents, and as you know, that's b to the 0. But part of the logic here is if you know b to the m over b to the m is going to equal to 1, then, and we know this is equal to this, then b to the 0 also has to be 1. So what does that tell you? That means anything raised to the 0 power except 0, of course, is going to be 1. So if you could have something like 500 to the 0 power, that's going to be 1. If you have negative 1,000 raised to 0, that's also going to be 1. You could have some really large term here, 5x, y, z to the third, all that to the 0th power. That's going to give you 1 as well. What you have to be careful of, though, for zero exponents is, again, where the parentheses would be. If you had something like 3x to the 0, that's what you have to be careful. There's a difference between this and parentheses. Notice there aren't any. So what you have to do is evaluate this first, x to the 0, that's going to give you 1. And so what you really have to do is 3 times 1, which is going to give you 3. Now, back to the exception here. 0 to the 0 power is known as indeterminate form. Okay, which means undetermined. So the one exception here is that the base cannot be 0. But other than that, as you can tell, using the rule is very straightforward when it comes to zero exponents. So I'm Jimmy Chang, and that's how you solve zero exponents.